Hello everyone, it's Valerie here, and I just finished a big project, and I'm just finishing it. I have to sew some buttons on it. So I know I've been talking about showing you my button collection. It's the one thing that I've been hoarding for years and years. Well, it started out to be a collection. And then I was going to sell it in lots, so I have them all packaged up in lots. So I want to start using them in projects, and I might sell some, but I might also give a lot away. And so I'm going to let you see my button collection, and I'm going to reorganize them because they're all in, I'll show you, a lot of them are in these kind of wax paper. Kind of organized like that. Like, I literally have not been in this box for years, so I don't even know what's in here. We're going to go through, and I'm going to attempt to organize these. I won't show all of my organizing, but obviously this must have, maybe this was a later edition that I kind of threw on the top. I don't know. And a lot of these are vintage because they came from, many of them came from a lady's garage, relative of a relative kind of thing, right? So, and they were sitting in the garage for 30 years at least. So some of them are very, very old. So we're going to go through all of these buttons, and I'm going to attempt to sort them out, but I just want to show you. Ooh, they really got messed up and moving. See how I had them all sorted in these little bags? And what I had done was I took photographs, I laid them all out, and I took photographs of them, and then I logged them all on the computer so that, you know, I could publish the photographs and you know, sell them. And then all I had to do was go scoop out the little baggie that I had made of the buttons. And so these were in Tupperware containers, all lined up nice and all ready for sewing. And then I moved one thing and another, and okay, I'm gonna sort this out a little bit and come back to you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera. It keeps shutting itself off. Okay, we're going to try this again. These are my beige ones. Beige and cream colored buttons. Okay, beautiful. Nothing too special about the cream colored ones. Some of these are really cracked up, and they could be because of the type of material, the old, you know, the old kind of like a plastic that they used, not Bakelite, but there was something else that they used, and would get cracks in it. And they also used bone, and you'd see cracks and little marks on the bone. I do have some bone, but I put them in a special package. Okay. I have to do some of these again because I don't know what happened to my camera. This is some nice, big, dark ones. Lots of these ones. Lots of those. Really, really large. These are big dark ones. They're pretty similar. Won't bore you with those ones. I had these all bundled up, like taped up really nice and tight, so that way if they sold, I just had to look at the number and reach in and grab the bag and bubble wrap it and ship it out. These are really cute. Look at that one. Cool. Oh, my nails look good. My nails have been breaking. I almost don't have some of them any left on some of my fingers because they're just, it must be the weather. Look at that, eh? Is it cool or what? Yeah. So what I was saying about, I'm nearly up at the 400 subby limit, or I'm almost up to 400 subbies. So what I think I might do is put together a bunch. Some of these fell out. I know they're around here somewhere. These look like some pretty plain metal ones. And then these are some dark ones. So I think what I'll do for, I won't do a challenge, I don't think. I'll just make a draw. I'll put together some button packages and I'll do maybe 3 draws. And I also have some racks that I'm putting together as well. Some of these are pretty, but that's definitely Bakelite. One of the ways that you can tell Bakelite is you can dip it in some hot water and give it a sniff, and it'll be really, really strong. It'll be like ammonia to your nose almost. They used to take a hot needle. In fact, some of these that I had bought had the needle marks on them because someone had already tested them. I don't know why they didn't want to keep them, but it's cute. This actually looks like oops, glass. Yes, it is. It's glass. I'm going to put that aside. Yeah, that's how you test it, is that that really, really strong, acrid smell. You got to expose it to some heat. How you tell the difference between celluloid and plastic, I'm not 100% sure. And glass is pretty easy to tell the difference. Okay, let's have a look at some red ones. So I put red plastic with designs. So I just put all the small red ones together. So these are celluloid or plastic. That one's glass. Putting that aside. And no, don't go around tapping it on your teeth like I'm doing. You could tap it on some glass. See? You can tell. This one looks glass too. No, see, it has a totally different sound. Loveliness. You know, when I started collecting these, I was looking them up on the internet, and some of them, you know, one button was selling for like $25 if it was nice enough. Now there's so many vintage buttons out there, you can't get that kind of a price. You might get $7 for a button if it's really special. Some really, really super special buttons, of course, will sell for more. And these are the kind I like. I like the moonstone, pink moonstone assorted. Now, they're not real stones, guys. They're your celluloid. But I do love the look of them. Look at them. So pretty. So I'll put together some lots on some cards and then we'll do a draw. How does that sound? We'll do 3 draws or more. These are really nice. This one's really old and worn. These have just a slight pink tint to them. So those are the moonstone, pinky, pink and red. I'm drinking some fake beer, non-alcoholized beer. My stomach can't handle a whole lot of real alcohol, and I like the taste of this. I find it very refreshing. Okay, what is this? This is just a whole assortment of buttons I haven't sorted out. Multicolored. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Okay, there's something else. They want to come out of the bag. They're saying, dump me, dump me. Oh, all the pretty colors. Green, blues. Wow. Really nice. Ooh, look at this one. Oh, that's pretty. It's kind of like very mottled. Now I started this collection about 13 years ago, but I've been collecting buttons, like little bits, just off shirts and whatever, right? Just instead of throwing them away, if I was throwing out a rag or a ripped shirt or something, I would just keep the buttons off them, and I just had a little button container that I put them in. And so I started that when I got married, so I was about 17 when I got married. So around that time I started that little box, and then I got given a bigger lot, some bunch of cans and the old tins. And this is just a part of it. Like, I have another couple of containers. They're not as big as this box, but I have a couple more containers of buttons. Well, yeah, that moonstone one. Really pretty. I'm probably going to say pretty one too many times. Oh well. Ooh, look at these. They almost look like jade. Oh, definitely celluloid. Got some moonstone ones in here. Different shades of moonstone. Different styles. So those are the green ones. And blue. Blue ones in here as well. Ooh, look at that one. Wow. I'll have to go on my green page. So like I was saying, when I first started collecting these, they were worth a pretty penny. And now it's like, the price has gone way down, it's almost not worth selling them. Might as well use them on your projects. I find the odd one on the floor when I'm done. That's okay. I'll put them on some projects. Run away. Some larger moonstones. This one has a metal kind of a back. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yeah. Now these are nice. These are really special. To me, these are special. I might not get rid of these ones. That one's pretty plain. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so I might keep a few. Make a special button book or something to save them in. And then these are, I'm not going to empty this one. These are just sorted white. Okay, what is this one? Large to... It's leaking. Large to small, plastic and bakelite. And some designs. It used to be really difficult for me to tell the difference between plastic and bakelite. But bakelite's pretty solid material compared to plastic. Ooh, look at that one. Looks like glass, but it's not. No, definitely not. Look at that one. Wow. This one, you could see it got burnt or something. It's definitely plastic. This has got old metal on the back. Bakelite on the front, by the looks of it. Or is it all metal? I can't tell what that is. The double button. No, it's just stuck together. It's melted together. Some of these must have been exposed to some heat or something. That's an old button. Celluloid. That's that big. It's like shopping. Here's some white moonstone ones. Open that up. And these are all cream colored. And here we have the old plastic. Old plastic. The old cracked up plastic. Whoa. Why are these not zipped up? I should check it before I start flipping the bag around. There we go. These are a whole pile of dark grayish colored ones of every type and style by the looks of it. Darker buttons. And then here we have some blue. All different kinds of blue. Blue plastic bakelite and moonstone. Pretty. Pink. holes. Red. Okay, what is this? These are not buttons. These are all kinds of parts and pieces that came in with different things that I bought or in the vintage container. Look at that. He's serenading her with the guitar. Cute. So that'll go into a sewing book of some kind. Now here are, if I have any bone, it'll probably be these ones. I don't want these ones to go on the floor. There's glass, lots of glass. These ones are glass. These are, could be bakelite, they could be celluloid, and there could be the odd one that's bone. I think I had the odd one in here that was bone. They're really hard to tell. You almost need a magnifying glass, especially with my eyes. Okay, so that's that little special bag. What did I do with the bag? I don't find these too often, the ones with the really big holes. You can tell they're old when they have really large holes like that. And I don't have a lot of those. I have a few more that I've found recently, but you don't come across them too often. Did I do this one? No, didn't. These are just large moonstone type of, well, they're not all moonstone, plastic or celluloid. Ooh, that's pretty. Blue. Oh, what size is that one? That's different. A couple of those ones. Nice big red one. Some more large ones. Okay. What is next? What haven't they shown you? I might not have showed you this, but this is all big black. Big black, probably bakelite. They're large ones. And then these ones are, they have that kind of leather look. I don't think there's any real leather in there. And they have kind of that woven leather look to them. And then these ones are all cloth covered buttons. Very vintage. Okay, what is this stuff on there? Ooh, these are my glass buttons. And I don't have a lot of glass buttons. And the glass are the ones that are often more valuable. If you find a real checked glass, like this is probably checked glass. I'm going to put these other glass buttons with them. Look at that. So these to me are worth, I don't know what that is. It's old, but it's That's a really old bead, but it's a glass bead. Yep. Is it a bead? It's kind of a bead that you could use as a button because it's got the holes just on one side. It doesn't like go through end to end. Another one like that. Now I recently found a whole bunch of these without a gemstone in them. And here's the gemstone with no button to put it in. Maybe it fell out of one of these. Oh, look at this one. Is that two-tone? Yes, it is. So to me, these glass ones are pretty special. So I don't know if I'll be getting rid of these. I might put them onto projects. Hard to say now. This is... I don't think this is a button. This is a real agate. This is a real agate. This is an agate. Huh. Pretty sure that's an agate. Could just be glass, but... Look at this. It's another type of a button. Two pieces. Wow. I've spent some time looking up some information on these ones. Anyways, that's really cool. It's pretty special. What? I have to find something better way to store them so they're not bumping each other either. You know, risk getting chipped or worn. What do we have here to show you these ones? These are larger moonstone white. Well, this one's missing a gem in the center. Rhinestone. Are those all the bags? I think these are the big bags. Oh, except for this, which is a whole large black set for a big... No. I don't think these ones are sorted yet. These might be ones I haven't gotten into, or this was all the ones that broke and were floating around the bottom of the box. Black plastic big light. Medium sized. That's pretty plain ones. Black to blue shades. Plastic, small, medium, and big light. And these are that's interesting button. This one's really cracking. Very old. And this one, by the looks of it, might be bone or horn, because it's, well, this one's either bone or horn. Yeah, these are really, really old. They're all sort of cracking. Weird materials. That's probably why I put them in here. They're showing their age. Okay, so these are all the ones that I'm showing on the left. Look at this. This is actually mother of pearl. Isn't that gorgeous? Maybe I will dump this bag out. That's a cool button thing. Oh! This one's not fake. It's actually real leather. with a real leather shank. Look at that. I have a real leather button with a real leather shank. Huh. It's a nice one. Oh. And a stone. A red stone. Possibly jasper. My dad and my grandma and my aunt and uncle used to do lapidary. When we lived, there's another stone that looks like tiger's eye. When we lived in Kamloops, I was a little girl. This looks like glass. I think that's glass. I don't have any glass to bang it on. Look at that. Bead. That's a bead. Wow. Yeah, they used to do lapidary, so I used to go with them collecting rocks. And so who knows, that might be one of the ones that they had given me. Don't know. And they had a whole lapidary machine that they would cut and polish stones and make jewelry out of. And then I think my cousin, I have a cousin that still does it. Pretty sure he still has some of his lapidary equipment. And once in a while I find a stone that I like and I'll take it to him and he slice it up for me and see what's on the inside. My daughter and I are going on a little bit of a trip this summer. Go adventuring and visit some relatives. And hopefully hit some of my rock collecting spots. Okay. This might take a while. We're at almost a half an hour and I'm barely a quarter way through all my buttons, so I might have to do 2 or 3 videos. Magnetic belt dictation machine. Oh, it's thread. It's really vintage. So some of these old buttons, you know, like this one here, I used to have like a $25. Maybe not this one. This is a bit hollow, but the big ones like this. Well, maybe this one's heavier. That says Canada on it. Got a bunch of those. This one's heavy. I mean, if all these metal ones are $25 each, that's a pretty good hoard. But you can't get, you might be able to get, for this set, you might be able to get, what, $10 for this set? I don't know. Some nice middle ones in here anyways. Some of them are pretty cool. Look at this old rusted ring. To gather up some of this stuff and use it for something steampunky. This one's got a safety pin, 2 buttons on it. Military buttons. What is this? It's a really old cufflink, I think. Cool, cool. Look at that old button. A Okay, that's enough of the metal buttons. And there's a nickel or a dime. You know what? I think I kept this because I couldn't tell the difference between whether it was a nickel or a dime. Anyways, it's an odd one. Okay, now we get into the special buttons. The ones are all sorted out in these little packages. And I'm going to, so that I can sort these guys out and organize them a little bit better. So, first thing we have here, let's find something interesting. Silver, something. Those are nice. Set them all in little piles and do that later. Let's do this broken one. Oh, the paper's just disintegrating. Huh. Yeah, these are all plastic. They look like glass, but they're not. But they're still nice. Metal acorns. Ooh. Oh, it's just one metal acorn. Cute. Small, black, and gold. Nice. Plastic or celluloid. I'll have to do some research and find out how you tell the difference between plastic and celluloid. I don't know if I showed you these ones. The white moonstone. One. Large black and white design. Oh, look at that. This is glass. These are glass. They're definitely glass. Wow. Okay. Brown plastic and bakelite. Let's put these down here. They're just more ordinary brown ones. Gold with enamel. Gold with enamel. That's something that we haven't seen yet, or any enamel ones, but I do have some in here. This might be parchment paper or it might be wax paper. But either way, it's good to know that it just goes brittle after so many years. Oh yeah, I remember these ones. Aren't those cool? Metal with enamel spots on them. Looks like I have a set of 8 here. Oh, and one little one that matches. flowers, gold Liberty woman, and an anchor. 1972. Anchor, flower, another flower. Oh yeah, a gold Liberty woman that says 1972 on it. And this is one gold colored button. One button. It must be pretty special to have one button in a bag. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. Like feels like real gold because it's heavy. Is my magnet in here? You never know. It's heavy, heavy, heavy. Blue plastic bakelite with designs. Not plastic bakelite, plastic and bakelite. So like I said, like some of them there's like nothing too special about them, right? They're just but if you need a blue button and you want a vintage one, I suppose it's special. Special to the person. This one's definitely bakelite. You just get to tell after a while and handle so many of them. Two medium metal, has hammered look with design edges. Okay. Oh yeah. Very pretty. Brown plastic bakelite and mottled. Sometimes these mottled ones are horn, but well, this one could be. It's got that kind of a. It's all cracking, really old. Same with that one. Or they could be. There's also vegetable ivory. It's actually kind of a big nut. And you never really know what kind of colors it's going to be until you start carving it. I had a friend that used to carve them. And they will show their age after a while. AFS. AFS. Enamel, metal, and design metal. Ooh, sounds interesting. Oh, yes. See, like ones like these, I don't think that I could give these away. They're pretty special. Probably put them into my button book. Black and shell triangle. I remember these ones. I really like these ones. 2 different sizes. Isn't this pretty? So there's mother of pearl set into a resin, and then it's got a dark resin back. TK on shells, small silver. I don't know what the TK stands for. I'd have to look it up. Maple leaves. Oh yeah, these are nice. That'd be good. Tan, mostly big light. There's a really cracked up one. Pretty plain. Old, but plain. Brown plastic and bakelite. Probably nothing too special. We'll skip that one. Ooh. This one looks really cool. One bead, or one button. Look at that. It looks like it's patinaed, or it's had something spilt on it, or it's chipped. Who knows? It's so old, eh? Strawberries. We're getting into some interesting ones now. The strawberries. Oh, okay. Metal with a strawberry on it. Pink moonstone with gold center. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Nice gold back as well. Large gold and wheel? Looks like wheel with spokes. Those. Brown plastic and bakelite. They look like just kind of ordinary. Rope weaving and filigree. 3 are older, 2 newer and cheaper looking. My reasoning. So that's definitely an older one. Yeah, I have another one like that somewhere. That's definitely newer. Ooh, that looks cool. And that's an old one. And that's an older one. So 3 vintage, 2 new. I'll put it in my 3 older and 2 cheaper, newer, cheaper looking. Associate newer with cheaper. 1 gold abstract. Ooh. Sounds interesting. Oh wow, and it's heavy. It's a heavy one. What else do I have here? I have some blues. This one looks like it's glass. This one looks glass as well. Ooh, look at this one. And different. Oh, it's got like, feels like ceramics. Or deco style maybe. Oh, and these have like, has like shimmers inside it. You don't see a whole lot of the shimmery stuff inside. These are different, that's why I put them in here, because they're different. And this one gold colored. Oh, that's that one with the gold in it. Okay, what are these? These are 2 like wooden. They look almost wooden. It's got a shank thing on the back. And then this is okay, these are watch wheel pearl. That's what they're called. MOP, mother of pearl, but they call them watch wheel when they have like the metal shank that is like you can turn it like a wheel. It's loose, and then it has the little clip thing on the back. That one's broken off, or has a different type. Interesting. They're pretty old though, pretty vintage. And here we have a whole assorted schmalls. Okay. These are all cracking. These are like metal. Nice moonstone with a shank. This should have probably gone in the other bag. That's an interesting one. Oh, look. Huh. Oh, that was all. It's got probably the piece of the button that fit in there is missing. I don't know. I don't know. There's a dark purple one. So that's those ones. I really like this moonstone though. I love moonstone. then there's these. They must be glass for me to have put them in here. I don't feel like glass, no, they're not. So clear plastic. And is that it for this box? There's this one. And then these are some that I had in this tray that I haven't finished sorting out. Or, yeah, I think they were sitting in the top of the box. So I had trouble sort of like finding a category for it. For some of them. It's got a, I think somebody put a, or did it come like that? It's weird, anyways. Some more metal. That goes with that one. This one looks like it's got some kind of patina on it. Another one. Ooh, look at this purple one. Ooh, Abby, look at that. Some more metal ones here. Oh, that's a wedding dress one. Wedding satin on it. I have a whole bunch like that somewhere else. Oh, some nice ones in here. I just haven't bagged them up, or they came loose or something. Huh, these are stuck together. There's an eye. Really old one. It came out of a really old teddy bear. And this is wood. And this is wood. This has got a carving in the wood. Actually, I know I could use that on. Yeah. Just sort some of these out. What I bought here. Ooh, look at that one. Oh, now this is typical of what they used to do. They used to take the mother of pearl shells and then they would dye them to make them look, give them that sort of different colors, colored effects. I don't know if they still do it. I don't even know if they make buttons out of mother of pearl anymore. Oh, look at the size of that moonstone. Pretty. Now I'm saying it's pretty a lot. Oh well. So that's these ones. I'm going to take some time and bag these all up. And this will be the first video. And I will maybe make another one tomorrow. We'll see. So that's my, I'd say about half of my button collection. Not including some of my newer purchases. So that will be it for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. And if you're interested in getting a few of these, keep an eye out on my Etsy store, and also I will be making a draw. I'll make 3 draws. At least 3, maybe even more. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, bye for now.